look, we're going to have fun with this punter thing. We already have. We had Tory Taylor on the show a couple weeks ago. Go check out the interview if you want. But I say this with zero hyperbole. He was outstanding today. I mean, and Carm can laugh all he wants, but he is hiding his true feelings about how impressed he actually was during that practice. Chris Emma came into the media room after practice and said that he's officially on board with the idea that Tory Taylor is a weapon. So Chris Emma got won over. He was won over today. I don't know if Carm, are you around? Are you fully around on this?
No, I don't need to be won over. I'm in. The guy's phenomenal. I loved having him on the show. I fell in love then. I'm still in love today. But I am like laughing at when you watch Adam Hoge watch the punter. That's funny. I mean, this guy is so entranced with like everything. Did you see where he landed that and the way it spun? Seriously, that's never been done before in the history of football. We are witnessing greatness, Carm. And you know what? In this corner, for the record, special teams didn't have that great of a day today. The field goal unit was having some functioning issues, both the backup and starting issues. But as far as punting the football, your guy, our guy, Tory Taylor, was fantastic today, no doubt.
Well, I was watching just the punt returners too. Watch the spin on the ball. Like, they're being tested as well when this ball is kind of going from right to left, engaging like, oh, it's inside the 10. Well, I can't go get that. And then seeing the ball land right where it needs to be. The one, that is a weapon. And that's what obviously Tory Taylor is bringing to the equation here.
So in all seriousness, I'm going to credit Herb Howard for this because he actually put this on Twitter. He's got him down. He said, Tory Taylor put on an absolute clinic. He had 4 punts down to inside the 5, including one he bounced out at the 1 yard line. So it basically hit the 1 yard line, went out of bounds, and another that was caught in the air by the coverage team at the 1 yard line. Those are the best. You get the serious hang time where your gunner can get down there and just catch it right there, get under it like the returner and down it at the 1. He had an additional 3 punts down inside the 10. And as he pointed out to me, live as we were standing there watching it, it was a windy day today. Not terribly windy, but it was windy enough that it was affecting the ball too. So, I think that we're having fun with this, but we are going to point it out when it matters because I really do believe this is going to end up being a conversation we have a year or two down the line where it's, man, the Bears locked down their punter long term versus doing what Carr wanted to do, which was shout out to our guy Matt Verderam, who was out there practicing. He said you got your punter instead of like drafting a guy who had just been a gunner for 3 years and then moved on to a different team.
Yeah, or a zillion other 4th round picks who ended up having long careers catching footballs, and the Bears still have needs all over the field. But
what's more likely? That's a fair point, Carm. But like, what's more likely?
I understand, and I still would have rather have. And listen, I'm not trying to make a big issue out of the Tory Taylor pick, but I will remind you, Hoge and Nick, the Bears have another punter in camp right now. And he's wearing number 37, and his name is Corliss Waitman, and he came out of South Alabama. He played 2 games for the Steelers in 21, 17 and 22. He's had 103 punts in his career. You know what his average yards per punt is?
No.
49.3. The net average is 42. And I'm watching this guy in practice, and he's a lefty, and he's hitting boomers. I mean, it's like, oh my God, I don't know which one's better between the two of them. This guy's been phenomenal. Because when they let us out there yesterday, all the team was on the far field, so the punters are right in front of us. So we're talking about this probably a little bit too much, but it's literally right in front of us. I'm like, who the hell is 37? Well, 37 is Corliss Waitman. He's played in 19 NFL games. He was on the practice squad last year with the Patriots. He's probably not making this team, but to my point. How much difference would there be between the other punter in there and Tory Taylor? I don't know. I still might have rather had taken a shot at another wide receiver or safety or whoever versus a punter, as much as I like Tory and think that he'll be an excellent addition to the football team.
So I'm just going to remind everybody what I just said before Carm just said whatever he had to say there. Again, 4 punts downed inside the 5, one that bounced out at the 1, and another that was caught at the 1 yard line. I didn't see any of those struck by 37. They were struck by Tory Taylor, who will be and is the best punter on the team and will 1,000% be the Bears punter this year. And there is a difference between them. If Carm is trying to hype up Waitman for a different squad,
sure,
he's
doing a great job.
Might have a case. I'm not trying to put Waitman down. He actually, yesterday I was watching him and he can boom the ball too. He's a lefty punter, which actually teams will bring in when they face a lefty punter in games because it spins. It's kind of like a what they say, the toilet flushes the opposite direction in the southern hemisphere. That's kind of like returning punts when it's a lefty punter, the ball spins the opposite way, it does the opposite thing. So as a returner, you actually have to get used to that during the week. So there is value to keeping a guy like that around. Just disregard what everything else Mark had to say.
Tory Taylor's the guy.
The real Slim Tony with a good one. Carm, just give it up. We're going to Arlington Heights, and Tory is going to the Hall of Fame. All right, fine.
Hell
You
yeah.
got a
Yes.
real Slim.
Let's
Tory
go.
Taylor is better than Ray Guy in his prime. And yes, the Bears are probably going to Arlington Heights there too. Okay.
So, yep. No debate.
Well, all I know is that you can listen to a lot of shows on the Bears today, but the only here at the CHGO Bears Podcast are you getting a breakdown where we go deep into the backup punter and underline what is Corliss Waitman. And if he does get picked up on another team, Hoge, and is punting for someone this year, which he very well might be, I will be looking at the stats of Waitman versus Taylor as a segment.
Okay.
And there'll be a great snid bit, which I have one of those for you later in the show.
Oh, you got a snidbit. I was just thinking about snidbits.
I like it.
I got a snid bit and a little Carm scoop for you, buddy. So something I overheard. Something I overheard at practice today, which I think you take it for what it's worth.
Cleared to share it publicly on the biggest Bears show that exists.
I think so.
Okay,
Mostly sure I can.
So,
that makes me nervous.
Everything
And just
makes
for
me
the
nervous.
record,
don't worry about it.
Yeah, the head coach was asked about the punter on the team, the number 1 punter. He and I think Dan Wiener asked him if he's entertained during the punt period, which obviously I am. He said, yeah, he's like a trick shot guy. It's like, wow, the spin he could put on it. The one he almost had, he had a couple on the 1, of course, but the spin he can put on it, really amazing. It's fun to watch.
I agree that, special teams been actually in a period that you maybe gets overlooked at times, but even like the punt returners, you're just seeing who's back there. Like I saw the question in our chat, like you're seeing Romadunze back there fielding punts. You're seeing Velus Jones Jr. back there when Tory Taylor was doing his thing, pinning guys inside the 1. Dante Pettis was also around, but you're seeing 3 primary guys right there kind of working in that punt return role. So that's definitely a position to watch as you're watching Tory Taylor do his thing, who's he also punting too. So special teams, don't forget about him. We know Hoge won't, but don't forget about him.
I'm just looking forward to the moment this season. First of all, I just remembered we already have a bet on this, and now I can't even remember what the bet was, but it was like a certain amount of punts inside the 20 in the first 6 weeks of the season. Why don't we keep track of
something about
these
a
things?
safety? I thought something about a safety.
Yeah, I got this. It was if a Tory Taylor punt leads to a safety, Carm had to buy a Tory Taylor jersey, and I think you were going to donate to a charity as well.
There you go. And didn't have to be like in the first 6 weeks of the season.
I think there was a time.
Yeah,
on that.
there was a time frame.
Regardless, I can guarantee you in the 6 weeks, regardless if that happens in the first 6 weeks of the season, there will be a post-game show where Carm is like, this guy's amazing.
That could happen. I'm not disputing any of that, but I'm not coming off my point at any point. I don't think on the fact that I'll bet you another one We'll see the production of that 4th round situation.
We all silly like the mayor.